Hey, what's up? What's going on, my peeps, my peoples? Please like, comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and it'd be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peeps, my peoples. So let's talk about this crazy story. It makes no sense at all. I don't even know what's going on, but let's talk about Ray Allen. Ray Allen has been catfished. Supposedly, there is a guy, his name is Brian Coleman, and he has catfished, Ray Allen. He has pretended like he was a woman and talking to Ray Allen, pretending like he was several different women and talking to him, and they was having like a online relationship basically. I don't know if they ever met up. And basically Brian Coleman says that he did not catfish Ray Allen, that they was actually in a relationship and they actually, spent time together and things like that. And so, he said that he's now Brian Coleman is saying that Ray Allen has stalked him because he ended the relationship. He says that he's been stalked by the 10-time NBA All-Star player Ray Allen. He says, and then now Ray wants nothing to do with Coleman and merely wants to be left alone. The motion reported stated. So it's just like, OMG, what's going on? Like, Ray Allen, how did you get catfish? And it says, according to the document and Associated Press, that Coleman pretended to be a number of attractive women interested in Allen. The alleged plan worked as the two-time NBA champion believed he was speaking with these women and communicating with them. An attorney for Ray Allen says that Coleman intended to extort Allen by threatening to leak private information. The filing state that the two men came to a confidentiality agreement, which Coleman subsequently violated, and that he used social media accounts to continue to harass Ray Allen and his family. That is crazy. And it also says that Ray Coleman showed up to like Ray Allen's wife restaurant and posted pictures with the kids, with the wife, tagged them in. He went to Ray's home, Ray's restaurant, and like, yo, that's crazy. Like Ray Allen, you are a Celtics player. You're a champion. Even though you played on many different teams, Ray Allen, like, you don't know about catfish, the show on TV. You don't know about these horror stories about people putting up fake pictures and not know who they are. If you really wanted to know who these women are, you could have did video chat. You can, when you call somebody, you can just hit video and see them. If not, if they don't have a phone like that, send them a phone so you can know who they are. Send a private eye, send a PI, send somebody to check out these women, because and then on top of that, it wasn't even a woman, it was a man. And the man is stating that him and Ray Allen was in a relationship and Ray Allen knew who he was. Ray Allen says that he's in a dispute with someone else and they're setting him up to look bad in front of the press. I don't know if that's true or not, but it sounds like real terrible. It sounds like a real bad situation. And basically, Brian Coleman, he has filed a restraining order against Ray Allen, saying that Ray Allen has stalked him. Now Ray Allen is filing a restraining order against Brian Coleman as well. So it's like, this is crazy. So what do you guys think? Do you think Ray Allen actually knew that this guy was actually a man and he's trying to dupe us and lie and say that he had no idea that it was a man at all? You think he's running game on us, or do you think Ray Allen was actually duped? Yes, this can happen. Well, okay, what do we say, that Ray Allen is not, internet savvy or not media savvy to know what was going on, to know, like, how did he get catfished? This guy is a star. This guy is a celebrity. This guy is a champion. This guy, I'm like, Ray Allen, what's going on? Like, how could this happen to you? That's why thou shalt not cheat, thou shalt not fornicate. What you do in the dark definitely does come to light. And it says Ray Allen actually eventually figured out that he was being catfished and ended the relationship. Catfish don't even sound right to me. Ended the relationship, but the man behind the rules became obsessed and began to post items on social media about Ray Allen and his family. In the docs, Allen claims the man would physically go to Ray's wife's restaurant in Orlando and post about Ray, tagging family members and post. Like, that's very creepy. Like, this guy could have did harm to you, could have did harm to your children, your family. He could have did a lot to you. So it's like, you got to be careful what you do out here in these streets. It's not the 60s, it's not the 70s, it's not even the 90s anymore. You just can't go by someone's word. You just can't go by a picture anymore. You have to do an investigation, especially if you got the money, Ray Allen. I believe you got the money. And also, it seems like, Ray Allen would have just been more careful. He wouldn't have just put himself out there on Front Street and actually send this guy personal information, private information, intimate details about himself to this guy. And it just seems like, your wife wasn't good enough. That's why you got married. So if you need to confide in somebody, confide in her. Like, this could have ended very tragically. This could have ended very bad for you, where someone could have actually got hurt because you have no idea who's on the other end of the message and then post. You might be getting your rocks off, might be able to masturbate and all this other stuff, and feeling like you're doing something secretively, and feeling like, oh, I'm feeling that thrill, that adrenaline going, that you're getting away with something. But look, you didn't get away with anything. Now you're publicly embarrassed. Now people are questioning whether you actually knew you were being catfished or not. And now I know this have to cause some problems in your relationship. And like, you don't have any nephews, no cousins, nobody could tell you like, hey, this catfish be out here. Like, send somebody else to go see who this person is to meet up with them. You don't know people run scams. You don't know about the baby mama scams, the rape scams, all the scams they got out here to trap guys like you, that you put yourself out there without even seeing the person's picture. Like, how does somebody even get close to you and get next to you like that? So I think it's really important that Ray Allen goes and check his accountants, check some of his contracts to make sure he's getting paid appropriately like he's supposed to, and no one's stealing from him. Because for this guy to come in and catfish you like this, if it's actually true, it's alleged, that means that you could be getting duped by your publicist, your accountant, people that run your business, run your money. You need to check all your paperwork now, because it seems like this was very easy for this guy to do this to you. And basically Ray Allen says he just wants to be left alone in his court documents. So it seems like Ray Allen really feels like, he was involved in an online scheme, and he was being extorted money, and it's embarrassing. He's embarrassed by this, and he just feels very troubled by the situation, and he feels like he should have never got online. He should have never did this. Yeah, now you do, but if you didn't get caught, would you feel the same way? But you know what? It's a lesson learned, and it's a public lesson learned, but you can get through it and you can move on. But if you are attracted to men, or if you want to come out the closet, I think this is the perfect time for you to do that. If that's the case, unless you was actually really duped and you was going to be extorted money, because we know all these stories that happen, that come out, where people be scheming to get money. It's hard out here in these streets. The government's shutting off things. Prices are high, gas prices are high, food costs is up, everything's up, rent's going up, mortgages are going up, electricity, gas is going up, everything's expensive, and plus we're around the holidays, so people are trying to get money, so you have to protect what you have. Now if you show your plate to a dude that's hungry, he's gonna try to take it. It's never show your plate to a dude that's hungry. You know what I mean? Never show your house to somebody that's homeless. That's them are the old slangs or whatever. So Ray Allen says he regrets everything that he did, and he just, he hopes that this negative experience that he went through, and how he's being public embarrassed, that someone don't choose to go down the same road that he went down, because it could be very dangerous, and he has learned from his mistake, and he's not going to communicate with strangers online again. But you better go to the mall and pick him up. You better go somewhere else and pick him up. You better hire you an agent or somebody, because this is just like a bad situation, and it's just so embarrassing. So what do you guys think? Do you think he was catfished? Do you think the person was really trying to extort money from Ray Allen, or he just got caught and he's trying to dupe the people and the media and say he had no idea? You let me know how you feel. Now we get on to Tyrese. Tyrese is on his public apologizing tour. He's with his daughter. He's been acquitted of all abuse allegations. He's been chilling and hanging out with Michael Braxton, and they've been doing little funny skits together. Even the cops were sent to Tyrese's house and all that other good stuff, because him and Michael Braxton did like some stunt in the house. Cops got nervous, so that means Tyrese is on the cops' radar. So Tyrese could actually be nervous too as well, because now he's being watched, or do he want to be watched by the boys in blue? I don't know. So basically, you know, Tyrese says that he did talk to Will and Jada Smith, and you know, but they was talking about, you know, helping him out in some type of way. But before they can even help him out, he went online and he ran and talked about $5 million. This is what he says in this interview he recently did with TMZ. And he goes, the moral of the story is, don't run your mouth until the money's actually in your bank account. And yes, Tyrese is still broke. That's what the post says. But it seems like I was watching Fast and the Furious over the weekend, some of Tyrese's movie, just to see if, you know, if the same Tyrese is the same Tyrese in these videos. Yes, I believe Tyrese has been acting a whole lot. And I have a playlist that's called Tyrese, and I do talk about some of his mental. I believe he has some mental issues as well, and his mood stabilizers probably wasn't working, or he might be on that cocoa. So, but I think in this video, it looks like somebody's playing mind games with him. It's like, it's in this particular video that's on TMZ with Tyrese talking and he's with his daughter. He looks like, you know, he's under some type of spell. He's under some type of conjunction that is probably nothing he has dealt with before. But he's still smoking them $1,000 cigars. So I don't know if if Tyrese is going to still pay for that young man that's a public speaker's college to go to Spelman or Grambling State, I believe. But it seems like Tyrese did he won the victory. He won the battle with, you know, having custody of his daughter, and it doesn't have to be with visitation, or it doesn't have to be monitored. But I don't think he won the battle, because there's something really off with Tyrese, even though I believe half of this shit is acting and he's playing around. But in this video, you can see the far out look unless he's high in this video. But sometimes you can be drained from stress, but it seems like somebody could be feeding him poison or feeding him some of that magical food, the dark magical food for him that is going to affect him negatively. But that's just my opinion on the situation. There's so much to go in on. But the other videos that he posted out, you know, 2 months ago, last month, they actually look like the same character he plays in all the movies, because he actually plays like the same character, like the same facial expression, the same talk, the same tone of voice, and all that other good stuff. And so now we're gonna move on to Jennifer Hudson. Jennifer Hudson and her ex fiance David Otunga. He actually, you know, is gonna get some time with his son on Thanksgiving, because he wanted to be with his son on Thanksgiving. So he's actually going to have time to be with David Jr. on Thanksgiving from 3 p.m. on Thanksgiving to 7 p.m. the following day. And he won that hearing, and he's also asking the judge to vacate the order of protection that Jennifer Hudson put on him, because he believes there's no merit to that. And I don't know. I just hope Jennifer Hudson wouldn't lie about the situation just to get the heads up on the situation, to ask for custody first, because sometimes it's whoever gets to the judge first. And plus, we know that, you know, when she had got the order of protection in, the police came to the house and escorted him out about 6 p.m. at night, and he had to leave the residence. So imagine some shit like that happening to you. You at home, you chilling, and popos come to your house and take you and say, hey, you can't be here no more. Here's an order from the court saying that you can't come around here no more. What would you do? How would you feel? Especially if you are not a abuser and you have not mistreated or abused Jennifer Hudson at all. So, but they're saying that Jennifer Hudson's trying to get ahead of the story, because supposedly she was dating her producer that she's been working with for a long time, and they was in a studio together one night. Her son was there. Their son was there with them at the studio, and it was past like 12 midnight, and David was kind of upset because he knew their son had school the next day. I don't know if Jennifer Hudson knows that he got school and what time he got school. I don't know, but they was in the studio chilling. And David got upset about the situation, and she said she felt that he was aggressive about what happened in that situation. She also states that he was doing a movie role, and he left toy guns or prop guns on the table, and it really scared her since her family was deceased. But it just seems like Jennifer Hudson was going to go for the juggler because she lost her mom, she lost her brother, and I believe she lost her niece or nephew, and basically most of her immediate family has been murdered. But I think she still have a surviving sibling is her sister, but her immediate family is her son. So she's probably wanted to hold on to him tight and don't let him go ever, because she has suffered loss, and she probably has abandonment issues. Not that she was actually abandoned, but they were actually taken away from her. So that could be the situation too as well. And then on top of that, it just seems like she wanted to get that house because he got escorted out the house. And so the house right now, since they're going to be separating property and going through different things, because I believe they have common law marriage or whatever. So and plus she probably don't want to pay all that much child support, because if she actually felt like he was an abuse, if he was actually bad, why would David be the primary caregiver of their son, especially when she has money to hire somebody or actually take them all on tour with her as well? But that's not going down. And if it's not true that he's not abusive or anything like that, that would be wrong to do that, to rip your child out of their father's arms, especially if he's there every day for them. He's there with them 24/7. He's watching them while you're on the road, while you're working, while you're hustling, while you're doing business. So that means while you're out there in the street taking care of business, you don't have to worry about your son. You don't got to worry about anything going on with him, because he's with his father. So it seems like that would be a real shady thing to do if it's not true. To do something like that, that's wrong. But we know it has been done, and in the past, not with her, but just people we may know in stories that we may hear. So we'll see what happens. But David is awarded to see his son on Thanksgiving. So that's cool, because that's what he really wanted. And then and it's cool that hopefully they can be amicable about the situation from now on, because their business is just all here in the streets, and people are just assuming this and assuming that. I'm one of the people that assuming too as well. So but it says that David, he also is going to be going to court to ask to be in the residence. He also want possession of the residence where he pays rent during the 2 weeks she will be traveling for work. So basically he wants to be back in the residence. So once he gets back in the residence, it's gonna be hard for him to leave. He's gonna stand his ground. And so because she leaves November 26th and December 8th, so basically he wants to, between that time, I guess she'll be going away, and he wants to be back in the crib, because where is he staying at? Is he staying with his parents? Is he staying in a hotel? He's staying with friends? What's going on? Like, no one's saying he's broke, because he does got jobs with WWE hosting, but he actually canceled his hosting gig because he wanted to deal with the situation. It doesn't seem like Jennifer Hudson is canceling any gigs because she got the upper hand, plus she got to make that money. So you guys tell me what you think about the situation. Do you think he actually abused her or mistreated her and did her in or not? But one thing is, don't go on national TV talking about he'll be there waiting for me. He ain't going nowhere, especially if he wants something from you and he asks to marry you. But I know it was put on hold for one of the reasons you lost, us, your mom, your brother, and your niece or your nephew. So I can understand that, but now it's 9 years later. So when you put somebody on Front Street like that, they have to come out swinging. You backed him up in the corner. So whether you're cheating or not, to put him out there and make him look bad like that, because it's not only people, it's his family, it's his mother, it's probably his closest friends are saying, oh my God, you see what she said? And he's probably going around telling people, hey, we're going to get married one day. We're going to get married soon. Watch, don't worry about it. Don't ask me. And then now they throw that interview up in his face. So you see where, things can go, take a downward, spiral if you run your mouth and talk about you got it like that. Because it could be really bad. It could work out in the wrong way. It can go left. and I believe they separated in April, and she did the interview, I think, with Ellen in around April, so it's a sad situation. And she also did the interview with SM Magazine, talking about like, hey, it's all good, being at Sierra's wedding, I possibly want to get married. I think my fans possibly want to see me married. She didn't say anything about that she wanted to get married, that she loved him, that she wanted to be with him. She was like, oh, this wedding is nice. It's like a fairy tale. I know my fans want me to get married. What kind of shit is that to say? So that's it. Anyways, peace. I'm out. One love to all my peeps.